Okay, so it's like 10 p.m. at night at the office here on Friday. And I'm gonna explain to you why you need to be delusional, just to show you really quickly why not. I live inside of this 10 square meter office space here in Rome, Italy. At least Rome's pretty cool. The office space is pretty cool too, not gonna lie, I enjoy it, but it's tiny. Anyways, you kind of have to be delusional to succeed in this whole business thing. I'm just making this video because I felt like it's the right time to make it because there's a lot of shit going wrong. And I realized you have to be insanely delusional to succeed in the long run with this whole business thing because you don't know what the future holds. You're building towards something that you have no clue if it will ever work or not at all, to be honest, especially when just starting out. Especially when starting out, you don't know if it's going to work or not. And so you're kind of taking a bet and working towards something that you have no clue if it's going to pay off or not. And then there's the next level of that where even if it does start paying off a bit, you have no clue if it's going to pay off to the extent you want it to. And then on top of that, it could all crumble any minute with some mistakes that you can make. Or just by the luck, a new competitor comes in, takes the market share, whatever it may be. Now, to give some context, right? Like this year we'll do over 3 million. That'll bring us on this one brand to like 6.5, 7 million total in revenue. And we're going pretty fast. It's going well. I can't complain. We're doing about 8 to 10K a day right now. So I can't complain, we're growing. Now the issue is there's always so much shit going wrong. So much. Like we're in a trademark battle right now. That's gonna run us about 30,000, take a year to get over with the Chinese manufacturer trying to steal our trademark and our brand name. So that's great. Cash flow issues, having to buy inventory to expand to Amazon, new product launches, which are all great and will grow the business, but the more complex and bigger your business gets, the more issues that arise. And with lots of these issues, you don't know if it'll turn out or not. You don't at the end of the day. And so you can't really give it a thought to think about. Because if you give it a thought, then you go down this rabbit hole of really thinking, is this possible? All the issues, all the things that can go wrong. Because there's a ton that can go wrong. There's a ton that can go wrong. There's a ton that will go wrong. And it always feels like things are kind of all over the place. Sometimes it kind of runs smoothly and you're growing and it's great. But as soon as you get lazy and take your foot off the pedal a little bit, shit hits the fan. And so you have to be delusional because you have no clue where you're going, if it'll work. And all these problems that are coming up continuously as you're trying to make it work, not knowing if it's going to work. If you spend time thinking about that and focusing on that, you are going to end up procrastinating and then just filling your mind with all these thoughts that will progress you from continuing. Like those are the thoughts that lead you to wanting to stop and give up. And those happen a lot. Like those thoughts are like, is this even worth it? Is it going to work? Those things come up a lot. So for example, with the consulting business that I run, we've been trying to crack cold traffic, getting consistent clients. Well, not really getting consistent clients, but scaling that up for like 3-4 months now, trying different funnels and stuff like this. And we haven't been able to really crack it to scale. But it's been like 4 months. 4 months. I've tested so many different things. I'm continuing to test it and learn and get better to make it work, but like, you can't really give it a thought if it's not going to work out. Because as soon as you give it a thought, you go down this rabbit hole and that's when you stop. You really have to get in the mindset of there is no other option. And as soon as those thoughts that come into your brain of like, is it even worth it? Should I do it? Like immediately you have to realize it and just shut it off. Delusion, complete delusion. Because all these thoughts, the worst part about them is that they're completely valid and accurate. In fact, they're more accurate than the guess of where you're going to end up by the work you're putting in. Like the failing and the shortcomings are more accurate and more likely than the outcome that you want in most cases for lots of things. And so you just can't pay any attention to it. You just got to get rid of it. There's no option. And there really isn't any other option anyways. Like, what is the alternative? You're just going to not do it? You're just going to fail at it? I don't know about you, but like that, even just thinking about that disgusts me. Like there is no other option anyways. So you may as well take the thoughts out and then just keep going, right? There literally is no alternative. So what are you gonna do? Live the rest of your life knowing you couldn't make it work? It doesn't even matter what it is. You should live the rest of your life knowing you couldn't make it work. Nah, absolutely not, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you have to be delusional and insanely delusional. In fact, the more delusional you are, the easier it will be to continue because those bad thoughts that come in don't even come into your mind. It's just complete delusion all the time, which is kind of what you want, to really just only focus on doing and ignore the bad things that are happening there. So yeah, this was my little rant at 10:30 now in the office. As my form of procrastinating, as I'm thinking about all these thoughts, I'm like, how do I get this out of my system and still make it productive? So now I'm making this video. Hopefully this is useful to somebody, but just know, like, to put it in perspective, like for this consulting thing, trying to get consistent clients, this is 4 months of being in the office pretty much, not even pretty much, 100%, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, being here for on average 10 to 13, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. This is like, I live here and I go crazy. But what keeps me going from being here 12 hours a day for 4 months straight, not even 4 months, I mean, at this point, it's been like 2 years of doing this. Like, what keeps me going? It's just the delusion. I just trust I will end up where I want to be. How do I know that? I don't, but I know it because there's no alternative. I'm just going to continue till I get there. And it's been like 4 months for this one scenario, and this is after 4 years of failing getting into e-commerce, then another 3 years of working on some brands and stuff like this, and then doing over 4.5 something million in this point. By the end of the year, we'll be closer to like 7 million total, and it's still taking me 4 months. I'm just nonstop grinding my ass off, being in the trenches, living in these walls. It's not easy, but it's fun. You gotta learn to enjoy it, or else you're not gonna make it in the long run, and that comes with delusion. So, yeah, that's my rant. See ya.